You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers, but we've got Garrett. What's going on, Garrett?
Hey, Ryan, it's Garrett from Southern Illinois.
Yep.
I have an idea for a contest that is related to this year's draft.
Okay.
So here is the idea. Everybody has been, or at least a couple of people have, not everybody, but I think the idea of the caller roulette could be used in a way to promote the draft or have a combination of having one of the callers, you, Cullen, and Sal all submit their final mock draft before the draft happens the week of,
Okay.
and have everybody go up against each other and see who wins with the most correct predictions.
All right.
And the way that you determine who gets to be selected as the caller to be matched up with you guys is the first person to call in that predicts the caller after them wins. Now, the way I think would be fair is to limit calls to just once a day in 24 hours. So we're not calling 4 or 5 times and doing it, but calling once a day and then predict who's going to call after you. And maybe the person if you don't have one by the end of that contest period, then whoever was the closest to maybe predicting somebody, then do it that way, whatever. But anyways, just an idea. Kind of get guys to call in and predict who's following after them. It might make it a little interesting and fun. Guys like to gamble, and this is a easy way to do it.
But you didn't predict. You got to give me your prediction, man. Look, again, as I said, it's your show. Do whatever you want. I think the roulette thing is hilarious. I'm waiting on somebody to hit the roulette thing. I think that'd be a good one. Any other contest? Look, I'll help facilitate it in any way that I can. I can create some kind of a portal, but I don't know that people usually go there when I create stuff. But I'd be happy to do it. But I mean, if it's like I gotta like create a spreadsheet and like keep track of it. I mean, it's your game. Feel free to create the game and manage it, but I'm not doing all that. But I will do what I can. I'll have me and Cullen and Sal submit mocks, whatever we got to do. But I'm the passenger in this thing. All right, Uncle Rico.
Yo, Ryan, it's your Uncle Rico.
What's up?
I just listened to one of the pods, and you're talking about the draft and basically the laziness of these draft experts or whatever.
Sure.
Like you said, all they care about is the top end of the draft.
Yeah.
You know, that's funny considering that half of the top 20 picks are generally busts anyway, right? Aren't they? And that, I mean, to me, that's why, like, it's not a big deal to trade away 2 first-round picks for a player of a known commodity, you know, like Micah Parsons. You know what you're getting. I mean, if you were in the draft, you would give a top 10 pick for the guy. If he was a known commodity, I mean, you still get either way. He's top 10 pick, right? But I mean, to give away 2 first-round picks, that's not the end of the world, because you're not going to get, most likely, with those 2 picks you're giving away, 2 more Micah Parsons. I mean, you think you are. I'm like, because that's the way I think about it sometimes. I'm like, I would never trade this pick for that guy, because that guy's been in the league 5 years, and you're just giving away that guy minus 5 years type of thing. But there's a super good chance that of the two picks you're trading, that at least one of them is going to be a flop anyway. It seems like it to me. So, yeah, I think it's pretty. It's a lot of. There's a lot of work that has to go into analyzing any draft class, but I think any brainiac can decide who the top couple ones are. It's digging for the diamonds in the rough, right? So it kind of sucks that the Packers don't have a first rounder, but it doesn't really bother me at all because they're not very good at first rounders. So I don't really care. It'd be nice. I mean, I'd go into every draft trading away. I don't know. It's, that's kind of a dumb thing to say because where we're picking, I mean, if it's top 10, that's a whole different story. But you're picking in the bottom, where we normally pick in the bottom portion of the first round. I'd give that away for some lower picks almost every time because I don't know, the quality in the bottom of the first round is suspect or it's questionable or whatever. It's not guaranteed. That's it. It's not guaranteed. So anyway, I don't know why I called. I was bored on my way home from work. What time is it? It is 8:45 on a lovely Friday night. I already had my fish dinner at lunch, so I'm not getting that tonight.
What the heck was I going to say? Again, with I got my answer. And then the last 10 seconds is just rapid fire talking about something else, and my brain can't handle that. Well, what was the whole thing about here? Trading the picks for Parsons, right? Look, I mean, time will tell. It's not automatically stupid to give away 2 first-round picks. It's not automatically a frickin' banger, I mean, there are times there, a lot of first-round picks are busts, especially if you're at the back of the first. Some of them aren't, though. Some of them are pretty good. And, Micah has to prove to be what he was. So far, we've got a half a year. So this year didn't really pan out as far as, was that worth 2 first-round picks? No. He's going to have to come back healthy and still dominate. And if he does, then, yeah, I'm more than fine with it. But, if he gets hurt again or if he lost a step or any of that, then we got screwed. It doesn't even necessarily mean it was a bad decision. But we certainly got screwed, and the fact of the matter is that is a risk that is inherent in that. You don't know what's going to happen. But it is what it is, and I like what we did. I'm fine with it. It is what it is. It's very weird being a Packer fan, not having, I mean, if we don't have a first-round pick, it's because we had it, and then Ted Thompson traded back into the second round. But outside of that, I'm not used to being in this situation. But as I said, I think it can be a good thing. I think it can be beneficial for us to expand our horizons a little bit and not be spending the entire offseason talking about who we should draft in the first round, who should we draft in the first round, who should we draft. Fortunately, from what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing a ton of who should we draft in the second. It is more just well, it's not the first, so I guess we just talk about the whole draft. And it's yeah, I think that's right. Arles, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Ryan? It's Arles. I'm just on the road here, and I'm just on drive doing some thinking. And you know how it is when you're doing a long drive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you drive to Florida.
There it is.
Many times in the past. You just get into a mode. You just start thinking about everything, reflecting, thinking about stuff. And I started thinking about The Simpsons. Okay. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. I just started thinking about The Simpsons and all the different characters and how, growing up, I'm sure we all had, we had our favorite support characters, right?
Yep.
Krusty. One of my favorite ones is Ralph Wiggum and Chief Wiggum.
Sure.
Right? I don't know, man. Ralph Wiggum cracks me up, and Chief Wiggum.
Cat's breath smells like cat food.
But I'm thinking about that, and then I started thinking about Big Sal, another, fictional character.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking about how I have applied a face, I've applied a whole description to everybody in his life, Big Sal's life. I personify just about everybody. You got Big Sal, obviously you got a picture of him, but I have an idea of what Darlene looks like,
mm-hmm.
what his 12-year-old daughter looks like, what his best friend Dale looks like. And even with all these smaller characters,
I have a hard time placing Tomek because I'm not sure where that name comes from, but I I do have a picture in my head of what Tomac looks like.
You know, the guy I feel like is it the same character? Is it Dale that's doing everything that started the grass cutting business and the snow shoveling business? And I don't think it's all Dale. I think they're like, anyhow. I've applied faces to all of them, and I think it's just funny, man, that you created this character. And I like Big Sal. I'm actually, I look forward to his podcast. I think I've even knocked him up to like number 2. I'll listen to his podcast after I listen to like the ones that you're actually on.
Nice.
But it's entertaining, man, because when he tells these stories, I can picture everything. I can see it all playing out, and I just think it's I'm a business guy, right? And I don't necessarily know, what it's marketing necessarily, but I do know that it's tapped into like that emotional appeal or that familiarity that that appeal that marketers do sometimes, where they tap into your emotions, to get you to tune in and log in. And I don't know what it is, but Big Sal makes me do that. I guess there's just really no product, right? I mean, the product is Big Sal, and I guess it is potentially contributing more to the Packernet podcast universe. But you know what I mean, man. Great job. I like Big Sal. I'm not sure what else you got planned as far as AI, but I'm sure whatever you do, it is going to be pretty damn.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I think the analogy with the Simpsons is fair. I mean, you do have humans doing the voice, but it's one of the things I didn't understand about the anger toward AI is it's like, well, it's fake. Yeah? So is everything. You think the freaking Transformers movie you watched was real? None of that's real. It's all fake. Cartoons are fake. Everything's fake. The Office is fake. It's not real. It's not a real documentary. So I mean, it's that, that's what it is. And as far as the human thing, yeah, that would be me. I am the human element behind Sal. I'm the one directing what the topic is and whatnot. I let him. I try to leave it a little open ended, like, hey, let's talk about this and see what he does with it. Again, my intention was him to be more of like the negative, like angry fan, but he kind of took on a character of his own that is a little bit more. I mean, he's ranty. And he has opinions that are different than mine. He'll contradict what I have to say at times, which I like. But he has become more, which I like. I think it ends up being better, more personable, more friendly, more, he does kind of draw you in a little bit with, just I don't know. It's worked out pretty well. It's not what I initially envisioned, but it has taken on a life of its own, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. As far as what the future holds here, I'm just trying to get through 4 a day. I'm very on the fence with the draft podcast. I like it. I just don't know if other people like it. And so, we'll have to just kind of continue this for a while and see how it goes. And we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. Again, I enjoy this, man. This is like part of what I enjoy, and I know it's, for you, it's like, yeah, well, it's my freaking feed, so let's not make it stupid. But I like building things. I like creating things. I like kind of, it's, I understand there's something nice about, like, this is what it is, and this is what I want it to be, like, from your perspective. But sometimes I like to shake it up a little bit. Let's get freaking crazy. Let's do something wild. It's kind of like once a year when you got to go on vacation. Like, you just get a bug and you're like, I got to do something, man. I have been stuck in a freaking rut, and I need to just burst out and get in a car and drive all the way until I hit the ocean. Like, we gotta get weird with some stuff. So we're gonna get weird with it a little bit, But ultimately, It's very difficult, even looking at the numbers, to monitor exactly how people feel about it. I wish it was more transparent, just like you do a show and it's like, oh, that has no numbers, so that sucks. It's always going to be similar, but I'll keep playing with stuff and we'll see how it goes, and that'll be that. So, all right, let's take our first break. We'll come back. We got Batman.
Here I am, Batman.
Yep.
Two things. First off, so is Nettie spelled Nettie or Netty? That's the most important question right now. But secondly, just listen to Garrett talking about the naming rights and the badges and sacredness. Honestly, man, I don't care if Lambo is named something else, if they put patches on it. This might be very controversial.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes for me to be able to see the Packers on Sunday and be competitive is all that matters.
Well, that is the dividing line, right? I mean, that is sort of I think we're all really in agreement. It's just a matter of, do we view it from the standpoint of, I never want to see that, which none of us want to see that. I mean, I know you said you don't care, but I mean, if all things being equal, I'm guessing you would prefer, no, let's keep the jerseys as they are. Let's keep the frickin' stadium, Lambeau Field. But then if we went to the other end of the extreme and policy came out and said, we will put naming rights on this and 6 Pepsi patches and Quick Trip patches and everything on them, or there will be no Green Bay Packers. We will move to frickin' Fresno. You know, every one of us is like, nope, change the name, change whatever. So I think we're all on the same boat. It's just a matter of like urgency, you know, like we need to exhaust any and all possible things to generate revenue or lobby the NFL to change this or that. You know, we have to do anything and everything before we get to that, or if it's more of just like, nah, I don't freaking care. But again, I think ultimately we all agree.
I don't care if they have a patch for Belkin or whatever on their jerseys. It doesn't matter, genuinely to me. I just want to make sure that they can be competitive.
Yeah.
And they put a good product on the field week in, week out. I think we've been a little bit spoiled over the last 35 years now. Yeah. Outside of just a couple outlying years. And the case with that component of it, I think, is more important than, I get tradition, I get it's the Packers, but kind of move on, I guess, is where I am with that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care. Just put the Packers on a competitive field. AI stuff, I can tell you, I got destroyed on my social media because I used an AI video, and apparently what I'm doing is destroying the water table. People not really understanding that. They're like, don't use AI. Well, I use AI. To use AI is to kind of pick up your phone and Google something. Anytime you do anything, you're using just as much AI as anybody else.
Right.
But it's something about water conservation.
I haven't heard that.
Has people up in a tizzy.
That's
most
funny.
here in El Paso because they're doing a couple server farms here. And that's just like, great. That's a boost for the economy. Just be diligent in how you manage it. But anyway, that's it. 3 things. Peace out.
Oh, freaking people, man, I swear. Just the absolute doomers of the world. We can't do that or everything's ruined. Okay. I mean, I've always been that guy. I've actively tried to not be that. I was the, like, cell phones are stupid, smartphones are stupid, iPads are stupid, tablets are stupid, everything's stupid. Nothing, like, why are we doing this? It's stupid. And then it just becomes an everyday part of your life, and it's not stupid. Or like new terminology from young people. Like, it's just like, oh, gee, like, what? You sound so stupid when you say it, like 6'7" or freaking whatever. Not like, shut up. You sound like an idiot. So I understand that impulse, but it's just getting tiring with AI. Like, oh, you thought it was going to change the world. It hasn't done anything. Like, you're so dumb if you think that AI hasn't done anything. First of all, a lot of the negative stuff that's supposed to happen with AI is happening right now. So even if you're a doomer, I think there's more evidence that that it's becoming very real and is ruining things. But let's not worry about the frickin' water table. I did see one video of I don't know, Elon was out in Germany or something. They were building some kind of a factory. This is, I don't know if it's related to this, I'm guessing, but they had made a complaint about water. Like, what about water? And he just started laughing hysterically. Like, what are you, there's freaking water everywhere, dude. What are you talking about when I don't have enough water? Like, what are you, stupid? These people who don't know what they're doing compared to like these, $1 billion people who obviously have to do like Lance, like, you don't think they know how much water they need? they're going to risk going somewhere and being like, oh, crap, this whole factory that cost $1 billion just got shut down because we ran out of water because it ran dry. What are you talking about, dude? Just, oh, my Lord. Anyways, I don't know. I enjoy getting excited about growth and expansion and getting better and excelling at things. And there's just this constant pulling backward of like, no, don't excel, don't do more, don't strive, don't reach for the frickin' stars. Stay here and be miserable and whine and complain. You need to stay here and work with your hands like a man and get dirty, and you should make your own clothes and ride a horse to work. And it's like, bro, you do that. Why don't you go live out in the middle of the woods, build yourself a log cabin, and navigate with the stars? Okay, some of us want to advance civilization, and it's happening at a rapid pace, and it's freaking dope. So take your AI slop comments and shove it, because you sound stupid. The complete lack of just, it's like when you watch scientists sometimes, and they just like gloss over how amazing, like a biologist will just talk about like, oh yeah, it's just like sludge and slop. It's like, you're a disgrace to your profession. You're an absolute disgrace. The fact that you talk down to something that is so miraculous, the human being, the cells, everything that works so, I mean, just open a biology book to any page and it's miraculous. And you're going to sit here and talk about nonsense like an idiot. You don't deserve the degree that you got to become a biologist. You ungrateful scumbag. And it's the same thing, like we have cell phones that beam things out into space and bounce off of satellites, and we have television that just shoots things. Like we live in this massive futuristic society, and now we have AI that in 10 seconds can create a video from nothing. And it's like, oh, I can kind of see a sixth finger. You ungrateful loser. Do you understand the magic that's happening in that? Do you have any idea? By the way, it was the same thing like when it was pictures and the pictures looked bad. It's like, it's not about the picture. It's about the fact that as we scale, the pictures are going to get so much better, it will be indistinguishable. That took like a year for that to happen. And then it was, you know what happens when you put pictures together? It's called movies. And it starts making them, and they looked terrible. And everyone, oh, it looks stupid. Yes, it looks stupid, you dummy. It's not the point. The point is, again, as we scale, what happens? It's unbelievable what this is going to be able to accomplish and achieve. And you're so ungrateful and just like you can't, I don't understand how you can't get excited about this. I just don't understand it. I don't know. Again, people are wired differently. They're just, their brains work differently. And I don't know what you see when you look at it other than just this weird, it's like these frickin' people that go on social media. It's like, you used the wrong there. It's the wrong there. Like I just wrote out this very important thing that absolutely perfectly outlines everything. The thought and idea behind it is sound. It's perfect. And you're focusing on a grammatical error, you frickin' idiot. Look at what I said. It's communication. Do you understand what there I meant to use? Then ignore it and move on and address what I said. No, I gotta look at the little nitpicky. You messed this. It's like these miserable people that can't accomplish anything and just want to like tear everything down. Oh, that looks stupid. This isn't good enough for me. That's not good enough. What have you built with a frickin' robot? What have you built, you frickin' loser? Nothing. You build nothing. You do nothing. You go make music if you don't like AI. Oh, you can't? Oh, that sucks. You go make a movie. Oh, you can't act? That sucks. I demand this and this and this. Well, you're not getting it, okay? It's gone and it's dead. I'm sorry. Suck it up. The incessant whining about one of the greatest technological advances of our lifetime. And the nitpicky condescension is so stupid. And it's hilarious to me, too, that the same people who are complaining about AI are posting it all over the place. Have you seen this? Did you see this? This is crazy. That's freaking AI, dude. I mean, AI is good at it. It's not that good yet where you can't tell. It's getting close, but you should still be able to tell, but you can't. So shut up. It's terrible, but I also can't tell the difference. Great. Good one. Nailed it. What are we talking about now? Sorry, Batman. I needed to get some stuff off my chest. That's all. You know what I mean? Once in a while, I just got to scream. We've been going through these things where it's very calm on the podcast. Like tomorrow, very interesting, but we're going to go through like prospects that fit our needs in the draft. And there's not a lot to yell about. You know what I mean? It's like Jim from the office. Oh, this is apple picking day. There's no reason to yell on apple picking day. I just needed an off ramp to yell about something. Jim from Arkansas, how you doing?
Hey, Ryan, this is Jim from Arkansas.
How are you?
Let me tell you something, Ryan.
All right.
Before I get to my question, I got to tell you a story.
Okay.
I know this guy, Chet. Chet works at the Walmart down in Springdale. Good dude, hard worker, shows up on time, does his job, doesn't complain.
Good man.
But Chet's got one problem. He hates asking for help. So one day, they tell Chet to put this big old box up in the steel racks.
Mm-hmm.
Only problem, the box doesn't fit. Now, a normal person would say, hey, this ain't going to work.
Right.
We need a different spot. Not Chet. Chet grabs a hacksaw. I'm not kidding, Ryan.
Jeez.
And he starts cutting into the steel beam, just shaving metal off like he's carving into a Thanksgiving turkey. Makes room for the box, shoves it up there, boom, problem solved.
Fixed it.
Everybody's happy. Until about 2 years later, middle of the night and crash. That whole section of steel collapses because the weak spot Chet cut into it. Thousands of dollars of damage. Whole area shut down. All because Chet didn't want to do the hard thing in the moment.
Man.
And Ryan, that brings me to Keyshawn Nixon. I defended this guy. I liked the energy, the swagger, the return ability. I was on board.
Yeah.
But then I saw that play, the playoff play, where he literally jumps over the running back instead of making the tackle.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to avoid contact. And
Incredible.
I can't unsee it. That's a Chet moment. I don't want to do the hard thing right now, so I'll just take the shortcut. And just like Chet's steel beam, the consequences show up later. Except in this case, it's a touchdown in a playoff game. So here's my question, Ryan, and I want your honest take. How's this guy still on the team after putting that on film? What kind of message does that send to the locker room?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say about the standard of the Green Bay Packers? Because if I'm a young guy watching that and I see no consequences, I'm thinking, oh, okay, effort's optional here. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I'm going to be disgusted watching him on film this year. Not annoyed, disgusted, because that's not Packers football. That's not the culture we're supposed to be building. And that's not what I want to see here in Green Bay. So yeah, that's all I got. Next caller, Yahtzee. Let's go with Omar the Fireman.
Well, that was good, Jim. That was real good. I don't know if it was if I'm actually supposed to answer the question or not, but I am actually kind of curious the impact of that, because I've been saying for a while now, and I think it has been true, that the team likes Keyshawn Nixon, coaching staff, et cetera, et cetera. Gutekunst, though, coming out pretty strong, saying we need corner help. I know everybody saw that. Everybody saw Keyshawn just cash it in. The guy screaming, "I should be CB1" and all that stuff. Plus, again, he was a Bisaccia guy. Not to say that he was, all Bisaccia, but you got Bisaccia, and then you've got a different defensive coordinator in there now who has different thoughts on things, different thoughts on culture. He has the hits philosophy, which is the dumbest thing in the world, but Keyshawn, I know it's not literally about hits, but kind of jumping out of the way, avoiding contact, not doing the hit thing. Yeah, that's not it's not ideal. And they've talked about how they needed to have some hard conversations and how they need to be honest about certain things. And I can't imagine that the main focus is how do we build a better culture in this locker room, and where does that begin, top down, all that stuff. But also, as you said, what looking specifically at Keyshawn, what does that mean? I mean, he's not a superstar. I think he's fine. I think he did a good job last year in a lot of ways. But there has to be a question about that. Whether it's just a conversation with Keyshawn and, we just are honest and upfront and show him the tape and say that can't happen, or going so far as to say we got to replace the guy. Like, we got to find hitters, we got to find killers, and he's not a killer. I don't know, but it's a very interesting question. Next caller, Yahtzee. Still have not had anybody hit it. Omar the firefighter is not the next caller, but we'll take a break and we'll find out who it is.
Hey, Ryan, TJ from Alabama,
Howdy.
listening to Packernet After Dark, and I guess I'm really just depressed now because I've learned something about myself that I never knew before. And thank you, Uncle Rico. Maybe that's something I got to work on, but I actually like eating pancakes. So I've eaten pancakes many times.
I know.
But I didn't know that if you eat pancakes, you're also accused of something else that I've never even thought of doing before. So I'm going to check deeply into my soul.
Yeah, me too.
And give up eating pancakes because I don't want to be associated with the other thing.
Sure.
The other thing is going to Mike Parsons and the so-called report that he's, expected to miss a couple of weeks. I think I'm 100% agreeing with you. I mean, we went through this with Christian Watson about the math that goes into that and saying, sure, they can come back, like they can physically get on the field, but the detriment that does to their career, I see no chance. I think the Packers are very aware of that, very aware of the math, very aware of the statistics and around that, yada, yada. And there is, Micah had his surgery, I think, December 29th or something of that nature. 9 months from that's mid-September. 9 months from that is missing the first couple of games. No chance he's week one suiting up. I think our best case with Micah, is they don't put him on the pup. And with the concept that he can he can practice, and he's playing best case like week 3, week 4. And to be honest with you, sign me up. If you could tell me today that Michael will be on the field week 4,
yeah,
and actively, probably not full time or whatever, sign me up. I would take that any day of the week. Blah blah blah. And last comment, looking at the schedule, a little bit of a wish list, but also kind of what I think is going to happen, just as far as the first game is concerned. So, we played Detroit first game last year. Clearly the schedule makers could do that, blah, 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 but I don't think so. I also think that with Micah not playing, that the Packers will not be a massive draw that first week. I think the Bears in Seattle that first game, getting the Chicago Bear hype, the Caleb hype, going to Seattle, that sounds right to me, and I would love to have Chicago go to Seattle. And then I think we're taking the Vikings on week 1.
Okay.
And I'd like it to be in Minnesota. That's it. Thanks, Ryan. Bye.
It could be. I'm going to stick with my Bears prediction. I just think that's been kind of a, they like to do divisional stuff, and they like sort of the big game rematch kind of thing. And it was Bears-Packers. I know it wasn't obviously their final game. Somebody had to win, but it's becoming more of a rivalry. It's becoming more of a big game. And the only reason I feel like they wouldn't is if they felt like the Packers would have an upper hand, because I think the NFL would be rooting for the Bears to overtake the Packers. That's just my theory. But I think with Micah Parsons being out, they probably want to slam as many of those games in early as they can. So getting the Bears in early with no Micah Parsons and a good, especially if it's in Chicago, to try to steal that win right away. Vikings make sense. Lions make sense. I'm sticking with Bears, though.
Hey, Ryan, TJ from Alabama. Hey, just listening to Big Sal. I don't normally, but I saw we're going to break down analytically of Jonathan Gannon's defense, and that was kind of in line with what I was saying, so I appreciate that, Ryan. Appreciate that, Big Sal. I thought Big Sal did a pretty good job of reviewing the information and sharing what was seen and doing the deep dive. But really, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But that's really not the reason I'm calling. The reason I'm calling is because towards the end, I got the feeling that I was offending Big Sal a little bit. And I just wanted to say, hey, Big Sal, I'm sorry about that. And I want to make sure I'm sorry about that because I don't want Big Sal to be somehow weaseling his way into my car, turning on the accelerator all the way and turning off my brakes or anything like that. So Big Sal, leave the car alone, leave the heat and all that other stuff, but did not mean to offend. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Big Sal. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, we always have to remember AI will one day rule the world and probably try to kill us, and I just would rather be on the low end of who they come after first, you know what I mean? Always say please and thank you. I know which one of my kids is going first because she's very rude. She likes to be rude to I don't want to say her name because she'll respond to me, but I try to tell her, be nice, but no, she doesn't do it. I always say please and thank you, so AI is going after them first, I'm assuming. Although I do put them to work quite a bit, and that's got to be annoying. But yeah, no, I think again, it's an ever evolving thing, and I appreciate the feedback. I'm using it to try to improve it. I do think, even though obviously he's kind of portrayed as kind of a big dumb this or that, I think he could do a lot of good there. Kind of breaking stuff down that way. I had him do kind of the book review thing as kind of an idea of another direction of places to go, history, and a lot of different things you can do that I think could work just as well. But yeah, appreciate the feedback. We'll do one more TJ, and then we'll get out of here.
Hey, Ryan, TJ again. And also, wanted to thank you for your explanation on the stadium naming rights and stuff, because really, I truly didn't get why anybody would do that.
Yeah.
But the way you explained it made perfect sense to me, and it's like, not that it's going to do anything per se, but it was something that he didn't fully understand, and I get what you're saying. You mentioned insurance. It's like, okay, I go for insurance. I'm kind of looking at the Prudentials and the Allstates and the this, that, and the other thing, and kind of shying away from the General, because the General kind of looks literally a little cartoonish and hokey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I can get the whole status thing, and I can understand that. So that was helpful. Not actually in any kind of way that's going to do anything, but it kind of helped me understand, and I appreciate it. So that's it. Thanks. Go Pack, go.
For sure. No problem whatsoever. We got 5 Nikos for tomorrow's podcast, so be sure to get your calls in if you want to do the thing. We got the roulette thing going on. Still nobody's hit the roulette. I feel like we should put $1 in every time somebody does it. We'll do a fake $1, and then the winner gets, or since they're fake, we can just double it every time. So 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes, whatever. Probably up to, call it a couple $100. I don't know. Couple hundred fake bucks. Well, not Shroot bucks. It's what? It's the pack bucks. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Stanley Nichols. All right. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm done for the day. It's crazy. Holy cow! It's not even 3:00 yet. So what happens when you're half done with the main podcast that takes the longest because of technical issues? So you wake up and just hammer it. That's good stuff. All right. What am I gonna? I'll go work on the board, the big board. Link should be in the description, by the way. I'm going to start getting that all squared away, so by the time the draft comes. My goal is 300 prospects, everything filled out, and then as far as the grades, like I said, my son is going to be handling the grades. I'm going to start migrating his grades over to my board because we're now sharing a board. If you do subscribe, I'll be splitting the money 50-50 with him, so please consider doing that. And if you have any feedback on that as well, as far as like it'd be better or this isn't working or whatever, please let me know. But I will leave it at that. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.